to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
School City of Whiting mission: School City of Whiting, in partnership with our community, empowers students to pursue high-quality, personalized educational pathways and grow as responsible, lifelong learners who respect and value differences. Roll call.
TJ Toth.
Here.
Chris Davenport.
Here.
Patty Burks. Here. Tom Ehrlich.
Here.
Rena Mendez.
Here.
There are no public oral comments from the board agenda, so we'll go to administration report, superintendent's report.
Yeah, thank you, President Toth. I just have a few things I want to highlight here. We are in the middle here of Hispanic Heritage Month, September 15th to October 15th. Both our elementary and middle school, high school have events planned to celebrate. We are, this week, today actually just started College Go Week for Monday the 22nd to the 26th. Again, our schools have events planned for each day of the week. We have on October 3rd, just a reminder to families, we have a scheduled Secrecy Learning Day. Again, that's on October 3rd. End of grading period is October 17th. We can't believe it's already here, but the first grading period is coming to an end October 17th. October 9th, we have Homecoming Parade. That's a Thursday. We have Bonfire too, correct? The Bonfire Homecoming Parade. October 10th is the Homecoming football game here at home. And then October 11th is the Homecoming Dance, which is going to be held in our high school gym. Also, we have another e-learning day planned for October 31st, which is for our teacher and parent conferences. Okay. And then we have fall break the 3rd to 4th, so it all kind of ties in together. The 31st is a Friday, and then we're off that Monday and Tuesday for fall break. I want to thank Mr. Toth, President Toth, and Vice President Davenport for attending the Indiana School Board Association Fall Conference last week. We definitely learned a lot, so I appreciate you guys taking the time to attend that. And then a big thank you to everybody that attended the September 5th football game to celebrate and acknowledge our 2015 state runner-up team, and also the renaming of the stadium to Jeff Cain Stadium. It was a great night, a lot of great memories, and a lot to look forward to as we move forward together. And that is all. It's just to update, the auditorium again is set. I want to say October 10th is probably going to be turned back over to us, so as long as everything stays on schedule from now to then. So we will plan on having a grand opening probably the first week of November for that auditorium. Okay, thank you, President Toth.
Thank you. Financial report.
All right, for tonight's financial report, I'll briefly review August financial cash fund balances. So at the end of August, total school cash fund balances total $12,572,628.12. Of that, there was in the education fund $3,804,141.37. And in the operations fund, $1,243,115.01. Similar to last month, August monthly spending in these two funds were slightly below the monthly budget allocation. However, spending nevertheless outpaces revenue receipts in both of these funds, as we've been talking about in our cash flow results. Next, I want to just give an update on the budget process. Immediately after this, we have our public hearing over the 2026 budget. So we have continued to work on the budget plan for 2026. Tonight's the scheduled public hearing, like I said, and that's going to be over the four funds, which is rainy day, operations, education, and debt service fund. It's also the public hearing for your bus replacement and capital improvement plans. All of these documents were uploaded to Gateway 10 days ahead of today's public hearing, as required by state law. And also the budget notice was made available to members of the public via budget notices.in.gov. There is no board action to take tonight other than formally opening the public hearing and allowing any members of the public to voice whatever they might have to say about the budget, and then to close that public hearing. Following the hearing tonight, the board has until the end of October to adopt the final budget, which is currently scheduled to take place at our next regularly scheduled board meeting, October 27th. Until then, changes can be made to this budget, except for increases. We can't go higher than what we've advertised. So I want to go over those 4 funds now. In summary, currently the rainy day fund budget estimate for 2026 is $1 million. The debt service fund budget, $1,397,026. And a estimated levy of $1,441,533. That is higher than last year's due to the debt service requirements. Principal and interest payments are higher than last year, and so the levy's a little bit higher. Education fund budget estimate, $9,818,897. And then lastly, the operations fund budget estimate, $4,956,360, with an estimated levy of $2,822,300. That's 4% higher than last year's levy based on the DLGF maximum growth quotient. However, due to anticipated increase in circuit breaker credit, we may not actually collect as much levy next year in the operations fund, even though we're estimating a higher levy before circuit breaker credit. So if you have any specific questions or want to make any other remarks about the overall spending plan strategy, I can comment on that, but other than that, that's all I have.
Open up for public expression and a public hearing on the 2026 budget, 2026-2028 capital project plan, and the 2025 to 2029 bus replacement plan. Anybody has any questions or comments about that? Move on to consent agenda. Approval of school city Whiting board minutes, regular meeting minutes of October 25th, 2025, special meeting minutes of September 4th, 2025, special meeting minutes of September 9th, 2025. Approval of the claims for the month of September in the amount of $1,217,579.34. Approval to accept donations, $50 donation from Ann and Mark Zenja to Science Olympiad, $200 donation from Whiting Rosedale Community Improvement Corporation to Whiting Middle School, Whiting High School PBIS account. Approval to accept the personnel report.
Yep. Without further ado, we do have some people here that we'd like to recognize. So our athletic director is here. Take it over.
Excited to announce a couple additions to our head coaching staff here for we'll start basketball season. Head coach for varsity boys basketball will be head coach Jeff Dan. And for baseball season, moving on to baseball season, new head coach moving on for the Oilers, Eric Chavarria. Coach.
Just thank you guys in advance for taking this on. We are going to expect a lot. We're in a position here where we need to kind of get some things in place so that we can grow and build as we move forward. So thank you guys for taking this role, and you will be hearing me yell.
Motion to approve all consent agenda items as presented. Motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Patty, second by Chris. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, guys. To clear out, you guys don't want to. If you guys stay, you're going to be here for about 2 hours.
No.
Thank
Middle school boundary.
you guys. Thank you guys for coming. We appreciate
Make sure
it.
they get
Unless you want to stay. What's up, guys? Hey, don't forget your drink horses, or unless you want to stay.
Really?
All right, you guys, take care.
Good night, everybody.
Move on to new business. Approval of capital assets inventory for 2025 for $4,250. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Rita, seconded by Tom. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of NIESC Media Specialist from July 2025 to June 30th, 2026 from NIESC for $5,000. Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Patty, second by Rena. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of Gen TV GSSC Partnership Contract for 2025.
Motion.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Rena. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of a professional service agreement with Robert Bradford. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Chris, second by Patty. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval to enter into a partnership with NWI Workforce and JobWorks. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Patty, second by Rena. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval for policy analytics to give support for the operating referendum.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tom, second by Patty. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the 2025-2026 school city-wide evaluation plan. Motion.
Motion. I'll second.
Motion by Rena, second by Chris. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval for Fanning and Howe to do facility conditions and priority assessment projects for the school city of Whiting. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Rena, second by Patty.
And then we do have Nick here from Fanning and Howie.
Yeah, if you
Say something?
If you don't mind, I see some familiar faces and a few new ones, so I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. We're currently involved in the auditorium at third floor middle school project right now, so we really appreciate the opportunity to continue that relationship. I really have enjoyed working with Whiting and meeting David Berta and spending some time with him and really seeing the vision and hearing about where you guys want to go. So I am a local native, which is why this means so much to me. I grew up in Dyer, I live in Crown Point now, so anytime you guys need me, I'm here. So I appreciate it, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the school improvement plan for 2025, 2026. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Chris, second by Tom. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? Approval of Osterman and Sons Company to paint hallways, doors, and frames in the high school. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Rena, second by Patty. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? Approval to adopt resolution 325, transfer curricular materials. Rena, or Patty?
Eric's going to explain.
Yeah, I'll just give a really quick explanation of this for the record. This is to approve a resolution to transfer a small amount of funds from curricular materials fund to the education fund. The reason for this is that some money came in and it was improperly received into the curricular materials fund, which is old, that's been closed out by the state. And Normally, the treasurer's office can make corrections. However, the reason for this resolution is that we're crossing into a different fiscal year. And the error was not caught before our year-end fiscal reports were submitted. So we just need the board approval to make the accounting change. It's just a fund accounting change. It's not moving any money around or anything like that. And it's a reasonable thing to have missed because Treasurer Adam just started around the time of the transaction. And it was done by an employee not here anymore. So, yeah, we're just asking for the board approval and we'll, the Treasurer Adam can make that change and should be all set.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Do I have a motion?
A motion.
Motion by Chris, second.
Second.
Second by Tom. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We got second reading and adoption of Neola policy updates. 0166.1 consent agenda revised. 0167.2 executive session revised. 1216 dress and appearance revised. 1120 employment of superintendent revised. 2131 educational outcomes for students revised. 2210 curriculum development revised. 2221 mandatory curriculum revised. 2340 field and other corporation sponsored trips replacement. 2370 educational options revised. 2370.02 flex program revised. 2411 guidance and counseling revised. 2421 career and technical education program revised. 2623 student assessment revised. 2700 annual performance report rescinded. 3120 employment of professional staff revised. 3120.02 adjunct teachers revised. 3120.11 public hearing before commencement of collective bargaining and public meeting before ratification of tentative agreement revised. 3142 cancellation of teacher contract revised. 3216 staff dress and appearance revised. 4120 employment of support staff revised. 4213.01 staff-student relationship technical correction. 4216 support staff dress and appearance revised. 5111 determination of legal settlement and eligibility for enrollment of students without legal settlement in the corporation, proof of Indiana residency revised. 5330 use of medication revised. 5410 promotion, placement, and retention revised. 5460 graduation requirements revised. 5462 retaking a class revised. 5511 dress and appearance revised. 5517.01 bullying revised. 5540.01 investigations by the Department of Child Services, DCS, new policy. 5540.02 the school and government agencies, new policy. 6116 time and effort reporting revised. 6140 depository agreements and digital payments application, new policy. 6151 bad checks and uncollectible debts revised. 6230 budget hearing, technical correction. 7300 disposition of real property revised. 7310 disposition of surplus property, technical correction. 7430 safety standards revised. 7440.01 electronic monitoring and recording revised. 8121 personal background checks, contracted services revised policy. 8400 school safety information, technical correction. 8405 environmental health and safety issues, indoor air quality, animals in the classroom, and idling vehicles on school property revised. 8451 parasitic infestation, head lice revised. 8500 food service program revised. 8510 wellness revised. 8540 vending machines rescinded. 8640 transportation for field and other corporation sponsored trips rescinded. 9150 school visitors revised. 9160 public attendance at school events revised. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Tom, second by Chris. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval for the attached fundraisers. Motion,
I'll second.
second by Chris. Any comments, questions, or
Just the
concerns?
reason behind it, I'm not sure if that's ever been on the agenda here before in the past. I just think it's important that the board reviews what's going on, especially when money's involved. So just to make sure you guys are aware of the fundraisers that are taking place and what they're for. That's all.
If there's no oral comments from the 3 minutes of length, any audience comments? Move on. Motion to adjourn meeting.
Second.
Motion by Chris, second by Patty. Any comments, questions, concerns? All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.